Good evening, I'm Cole Hartman, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. Tonight, the U.S. men's national soccer team will continue their run at the CONCACAF Gold Cup in the semifinal game where they take on Panama at 6:30. They are seeking their first Gold Cup win since 2013. The annual ESPYs also get underway tonight at 7 in Los Angeles, where Harper Murray will be representing the Big Red on the red carpet, as she has earned the Gatorade High School National Player of the Year award this past year. Recent Nebraska softball transfer Jordy Ball has also been nominated for the Best College Athlete in a Women's Sport. We'll be sure to provide you with ESPY updates throughout tonight's show. Earlier today, the athletic department released all the details on the Nebraska Football Fan Day in 2023. This year's Fan Day will be held inside Hawks Championship Center from 3 to 5 p.m. on Sunday, July 30th. Fans will have the opportunity to meet and interact with the Nebraska football players, coaches, and staff. More information on the event can be found at Huskers.com. And from the NBA Summer League games from earlier today, the Clippers topped the Grizzlies 83-74, and the Hawks held on against the Timberwolves 99-93. Currently in action, the Warriors trail the Mavs 49-42 midway through the third, and the Raptors are up on the Pistons 52-38 at the half. Our sports ticker is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. Coming up next is a full 2 hours of Sports Nightly right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Simon gets the shotgun snap. Huskers send a corner blitz. Simon step throws. Pass intercepted. Picked off by Miles Farmer.
Go,
to the 35, to the 30. Rook tied down to the 27-yard line. Miles Farmer's fourth career INT.
Yes!
3 eligible to the near side. Back to throw is Morgan. Stepping up, gets hit, dropped. Oh, he got drilled at the 18-yard line. Ty Robinson's second sack of the year. I think he took his shoes off with that hit.
Here is your host, Jessica Coody, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Welcome into Sports Nightly, everybody. Hope your Wednesday is absolutely fabulous. I'm Jessica Coody. Greg Sharpe out for the rest of the week, but we will hear from Greg once again tonight as we continue our assistant coach interviews, the summer series that Greg always does, where he sits down and really dives into each position room with each of the assistant coaches with Nebraska football. So spoiler alert right there is we'll have Ed Foley coming up in hour number 2. But we've heard from Donovan Raiola on Monday, and then we heard from Garrett McGuire last night. So Ed Foley is up tonight. So great conversation there. As everybody knows, if you've heard Coach Foley, he is entertainment at its best. And so I'm sure he'll have some great stories and break down all the special teams there. So stick around for that. That's coming up in hour number 2, at the top of the hour of hour number 2. We'll also hear from defensive lineman Nash Hutmaker in hour number 2 as well. Got a chance to chat with him a while back and get an update on how summer is going. And here in just a few minutes, we're going to continue our newcomer series with Nebraska basketball. We started it with basketball, with men's and women's basketball, and then we started, we got the volleyball players in, and so we'll move back to men's basketball tonight. We're from Ramel Lloyd Jr. He's not a newcomer, though. He was a redshirt last year, had a redshirt freshman season last year. So, but we never really got a chance to sit down and get to know Ramel. So we will hear from him here coming up in just a few minutes this hour. You heard Cole talking about it. The announcement officially out that Fan Day is back. I know we've had a couple of questions on the text line and in our YouTube chat about that. And so officially out that Fan Day is Sunday, July 30th. And it will be inside this time, which will be nice because it gets hot out there on Tom Osborne Field in the summer. The end of July, it is toasty on that turf. So it'll be nice change of venue inside the Hawks Championship Center. 3 to 5 on that Sunday, and it will be kind of a normal setup. If you've been to Fan Day, it will be the same as far as how the players are set up and lined up with each position group, and their position coaches will be there with them as well. Coach Rule has limited his participation with fans to 8th grade and younger. This is important. So if you want your kids to maybe be potentially selected for this, so it's going to be randomly selected. 400 children will be selected. So if you want to maybe potentially get involved with that, you need to sign up starting on Monday, July 24th, huskers.com/autograph line, or sign up by July 24th. Huskers.com/autograph line, and then those that have been selected will be notified on July 26th. So there you go. Always a fun event. I am thinking about doing another segment with the kids. If you've watched the last couple of years since I've been here, I've had some fun going and talking to the young Husker fans, and kids say the darndest things, right? So I think I'll probably bring back that segment again. It's always hilarious. I always laugh so much, and it's always great to see our young Husker fans out there as well. But hey, if you want a chance to interact with the team, though, we've been talking about it a lot over the last month. The real good chance to do it coming up on Sunday at the Nebraska football road race. The deadline, I think, just passed to be able to get those sign up for $35 and $25, but you can still get signed up until Saturday, and I believe they'll even take people if you walk up on the day of the race. So that's a really cool event if you want to be able to interact and get autographs and chat with players. To me, that's one of the best events to get to do that. So a couple opportunities to get to meet this Husker team with a lot of new faces, both the coaching staff and the players. The other big announcement that came out today with Nebraska football was the Big Ten Media Day representative. So right now, this week, we've had Big 12 Media Days. It's today and tomorrow. We will have the SEC Media Days, the 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th of July. Pac-12, Friday, July 21st. ACC is July 25th through the 27th, and then Big Ten coming up July 26th and the 27th. Nebraska will take their turn at Media Days on Thursday, the 27th. Also in that rotation will be Indiana, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, Purdue, and Wisconsin. So the 3 new head football coaches to the league, with Purdue's Ryan Walters and Wisconsin's Luke Fickell, and then, of course, Coach Rule coming up on the 27th. But, it's always kind of fascinating, and you wait to see which player representatives will be there. A lot of times it's your leaders of your football team, the best representatives of that football team. And so we put out a graphic today. Those representatives will be offensive lineman Ethan Piper, linebacker Luke Reimer, and quarterback Jeff Sims. So those are going to be the 3 guys that we will hear all from coming up at Big Ten Media Days. They also released the other players that will be there. It just kind of was crazy to me to see the Wisconsin quarterback, Tanner Mordecai, is going to be there on the same day as Nebraska. Tanner was at Oklahoma when I was there before transferring to SMU, and he had a heck of a career, a couple years at SMU. So he's going to be, I think, one of the quarterbacks to really look out for. So we'll hear from him as well as Jeff Sims. So 2 of the new quarterbacks. It's when you start to look at the quarterbacks in the Big Ten, it's the year of the transfer portal quarterback. Not a lot of guys that are returning. Michigan, Maryland, of course, those 2 quarterbacks coming back have played a lot of football in the Big Ten, but a lot of the guys that you're going to be seeing and seeing at Big Ten Media Days and playing in the league this year, a lot of new faces, but a lot of guys that have played football, some experienced guys, but just not in the Big Ten with the teams that they're with. So it'll be really a fun storyline to look out for. Greg will be there. He's planning on going up there and getting all kinds of content and talking to folks up there. So we will have all kinds of coverage from Big Ten Media Days, July 26th and 27th. But again, Ethan Piper, Luke Reimer, Jeff Sims, those guys that will be representing Nebraska. Other big news that happened after we got off the air last night is that there's another addition to the Nebraska softball team, another addition from the transfer portal in Peyton Coody. She's a catcher utility player, a St. John's transfer, but grew up and played high school ball at Mission Viejo High School out there in California. Last night she posted on her Twitter a photo in the snazzy red unis with pinstripes and said GBR. But she played high school ball with Cam Ibarra, and Cam's dad coached both of those players in high school. She also played with the Corona Angels, where she caught Rachel Garcia. Rachel Garcia, if you have covered or followed softball at all, one of the best pitchers in softball in collegiately from 2017 to 2021, but she was also a member of Team USA, was an Olympian. last Olympics. She is incredible. So the fact that Peyton has experience catching Rachel Garcia is really big. Ava Breadwell is returning. She's a sophomore last year, the Big Ten Freshman of the year before that. So adding some depth there at catcher. Both Ava and Peyton sounds like will be able to play different positions, right? We saw Ava's bat really come along last season, and so you can never have enough bats, right, to put in the lineup. So it sounds like, between Ava and Peyton, they'll have some depth there at catcher and be able to maybe see where each of those players could play out in the outfield or moving them around in the infield as well. They'll look to replace Maya Felder at first, but a lot of talent coming back. So with Peyton Coody, she had a really great career at St. John's. It will be her 6th year of college softball with the COVID year, and then she had a medical redshirt year, an injury year, so she will have 1 year of eligibility left. Was a Big East Freshman of the Year. Career batting average 316, 29 doubles, 20 home runs, 100 RBIs. Jen Schroeder, who is a college softball analyst with ESPN, I really like her. I think she is so knowledgeable. She stays really locked in to teams and players across the country. And when Peyton announced that she was going to be entering the transfer portal back in the spring, Jen tweeted, "Attention, Peyton rakes," in all caps, rakes, R-A-K-E-S. "Plus, she's someone you want on your team. A great kid with an even better attitude. She's special. Trust me." So if Jen Schroeder has that kind of high praise, you're getting a really great addition to Nebraska softball. Another catcher there to catch Jordy Ball. Kinsey Hansen, who was the catcher for Oklahoma, who caught Jordy at OU and was just recently named the Johnny Bench Award winner that's given to the top college softball catcher. She's unbelievable, the best catcher in college softball last year. When the announcement came that when Peyton posted it on her social media, she responded, "2 of my dogs at Nebraska now." So close with Jordy and obviously close with Peyton. And so she's also, I think, Kinsey, I think she's from Arizona, but, again, all those kind of West Coast players know each other so well. So I thought that was neat as well. Another couple of softball nuggets as well that's unfolded over the last week is Olivia Farrell will be joining the coaching staff. One of the things that the NCAA did is they allowed baseball and softball teams to add another paid assistant coach. And so Olivia Farrell, the pitcher, that last year was the GA on the team. I know Coach Ramel saw a really, really bright future in Olivia, and so signed her up to be the GA, and now Olivia is going to be the new full-time assistant coach. And I know she's already been out on the recruiting trail. I saw her today. And another former Husker, I am seeing her a lot now, Maya Felder. I didn't realize this. She is working with Dr. Lawrence Chatters, and Maya is actually a doctor, too. She got her doctorate, so they all called her Dr. Felder all last spring. But her cubicle, she's officing right across from me. So I've ran into her every day this week. She's incredible. So great to see her sticking around as well. And then when we had Coach Ramel on, back when they met with the press with Jordy Ball, she announced that Courtney Wallace was going to be sticking around and being a part of the coaching staff. So I think I would believe that Courtney might be either moving into the GA spot or be the volunteer assistant. Not sure what her official title is, but Courtney will be on the coaching staff. So Maya Felder is around, Olivia Farrell's sticking around, and Courtney Wallace sticking around. So really, really great. I know they were all great leaders and really well respected, and all of these players have played with these players that are coming back. I think really special things are to come for this Nebraska softball program, and I cannot wait, and always love talking softball anytime we can. All right, got to get to our first break here on Sports Nightly. Coming up next, we're going to hear from Ramel Lloyd Jr. from Nebraska men's basketball. If you want to be a part of the show, 402-413-2400, the number to call or text in. We had a lot of great texters last night throughout the program, so looking forward to hearing from you guys over the next couple hours as well here tonight. And again, our Sports Nightly hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse.
America, it's time to gear up and get out there in a new Ford vehicle. And it all starts at your local Ford dealer during the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need to discover your best summer ever. With a large inventory in stock, now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover summer with Ford. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $2,750 bonus cash on F-150 and F-150 Lightning. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
Hy-Vee makes grocery shopping easy with Hy-Vee Aisles Online. Just order online, schedule a pickup or delivery time, then leave the shopping to us. Download the Hy-Vee app or go to HyVeeAislesOnline.com. It's easy to create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Plus, with Hy-Vee Aisles Online, pickup is free on orders over $24.95, and delivery is free with the Hy-Vee Plus membership. Save time, shop online with Hy-Vee Aisles Online.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm broadcasting student Grant Hansen with Campus News. As worldwide leaders in ag technology, UNL faculty and students innovate using emerging technologies to improve yields and nutrition, and designing wireless in-field networks increasing precision in agriculture. Plus, UNL is breaking ground on a $7.2 million feedlot innovation center near Meade. UNL is doing big things for the future of agriculture.
SOS to the rescue! SOS to the rescue!
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Oh, but he can't make it because he's so hot. The air conditioning is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling his favorite Luxair dealer. Trusted since 1950, with Luxair you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue! SOS! SOS!
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
You're in the driver's seat with Woodhouse. Shop, finance, and buy your next vehicle your way. From the comfort of your home or one of our 17 dealerships, we make it easy. And our selection of new and pre-owned vehicles means we've got something for everyone on our lot or on its way. Plus, with every vehicle sale, Woodhouse donates to the Food Bank Backpack Program to fight childhood hunger. Make a difference and purchase your next vehicle your way with Woodhouse.
That's my neighbor, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a very big mistake. Hey, Joe, you think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have your underground utilities marked before you start digging?
John, that's just for big projects.
Actually, it's for any digging project. Hey, congratulations, Joe. You found your electric line. Remember, safe digging always begins with a free call to 811. You want to borrow my phone, buddy?
Brought to you by Nebraska 811.
To win the game, you got to have more strength. You got to be tougher. You got to be reliable. You got to want it more than the other guy. And you need a great team you can count on, backing you up the whole time. Whether it's in the field with your Massey Ferguson or on the field with the Huskers, red is the color of getting it done quicker, smarter, and efficiently. So this season, make sure you're checking out the lineup that'll get more done where and when it counts. From your Nebraska Massey Ferguson dealers.
Huskers, do you want a fulfilling career that's financially rewarding? Explore the many ways you can be a part of the insurance community. Go to iian.org/careers today. Business insurance is a lot to manage. Did you know a trusted choice independent insurance agent can help guide you through it at no extra cost to you? They'll do your insurance. You just do you. Find out more at trustedchoice.com.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The thoughtfully redesigned 2023 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance, more than Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4. The 2023 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you.
Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of June 2022. Duteau Subaru in Lincoln and DuteauSubaru.com.
Cornerstone Bank proudly serves Nebraska with a full line of loan and deposit products. Cornerstone is large enough to handle all of your financial needs while offering the personal service you deserve and the local decision-making you expect from a family-owned community bank. Stop in or call one of the Cornerstone Bank locations near you to discover the Cornerstone difference. Bank on a solid foundation. Cornerstone Bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. Loan subject to approval.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. I'm Jessica Coody. We've been chatting a lot throughout the summer with some of the new faces that you're going to be seeing joining the Nebraska basketball and volleyball teams. When Seamus, one of our great friends over in the communications department, reached out and said, hey, how about we talk to Ramel Lloyd Jr.? He's not really a newcomer, but he redshirted last year, and we didn't get a chance to really get to know him. So I said, absolutely. And Ramel, again, redshirted last year and had a chance to really grow. We heard coaches come in, and when they would have their assistant coaches shows, when they'd come in on their hour-long show on Sports Nightly or Coach Hoiberg, they really raved about the job that he did on the scout team and getting this team prepared night in and night out. And so, I think they're really expecting him to take a big jump and make a bigger impact and have a bigger role for this team this year. And I, earlier today, had a chance to sit down with Ramel. How is the summer going for you? How you feeling?
It's going well. I'm glad to be back. Happy to be here. Going really well.
Coming off your redshirt season, we had coaches in here, and Coach Hoiberg came in here, and the assistant coaches, and they all talked a lot about what you brought to even like the scout team and how much you grew last year. So what were some of your big takeaways from that redshirt season?
Yeah, I learned a lot last year, just being able to work out and be with high-level coaches every day who taught me a lot, and just being able to be around guys that were here last year that were older guys and see how they worked and what they did and just implement that in my daily schedule.
And that role on the scout team is so important. I mean, we even chatted with Sam Hoiberg about that, and he did it the year before, and that it's a huge key for getting a team ready night in and night out. So what was your approach to that, and how much pride did you take in that role? Yeah, I took a lot of pride in it. Normally I was put as a top scorer on the other team, so I had to really make sure I did my job to give the guys a good look and give them good reps at it. So we were in there early before practice, making sure we knew all the plays and things like that. So it was like my game and then in practice as well. That's awesome. I know you've always been a scorer, but did that even help you find different ways to score when you are having to serve in that role in the scout team? Yeah, definitely, because I played a lot of different positions during the scout team. I would be a four-man, and I'd be a two-guard, and I'd be the point guard. So just different plays and different offenses I had to learn to get my shot off and do certain things like that. So definitely learned a lot about other positions. When I talk to guys that either have a redshirt year or maybe even a medical year and have to sit out, and that perspective that you gain kind of watching and listening to the coaches, you kind of learn the game in a different way. Did you find yourself seeing things differently than maybe you had before? Definitely. I mean, just being able to sit there and watch high-level basketball every day and then be at those games and just be on the bench with the coaches and hearing what they're saying and what they're thinking during all the games. So I definitely learned a lot last year just about basketball, period. What was your perspective of that run throughout February? It was great, seeing some of those guys step up the way they did, and unfortunately we had the injuries, but just seeing the guys who stepped up and do what they did, it was great to watch. What about the way that the crowd just seemed to get more and more invested? It was louder and louder and louder. That atmosphere was pretty wild in PBA. Yeah, it was definitely great to see. I mean, it made me want to get out there too. I thought about it, but yeah, it was a great thing to see. I'm really excited to get going this year and experience that for myself. I'd love to get your perspective on this too, because Sam Griesel talked about this working with Coach Hoiberg and some of the plays that he draws up, right, in timeouts and huddles. What's that like going through that with him and some of the things that he sees, his perspective on that? Yeah, Coach Hoiberg has an outstanding basketball mind. I mean, he's done it at the highest level, playing-wise, coaching-wise. He's a GM. Everything Coach Hoiberg says you should listen to, especially when it comes to the offensive end. Is there sometimes you guys are thinking, oh, wow, that's going to work? I mean, there's no doubt that's going to work. Yeah, everything he says, I mean, when it comes to offense and just the plays he runs is for a reason, and you just have to trust it and do your job. You know, when you and Jamarcus Lawrence both came in, this coaching staff talked about you guys both were coming from winning programs, and you came from the premier high school program in the country at Sierra Canyon. What was that like playing in at that caliber of a high school level?
It was great. You know, I think it prepared me for a lot moving forward. Even last year, although I didn't play, it prepared me mentally and in terms of just playing with other good guys and just being able to learn and grow. So it was a great experience for me.
Your high school games, though, were quite the spectacle. I mean, you had no short of stars that would come watch you guys play night in and night out.
Yeah, it was super fun. It was a blessing to be a part of something so special like that.
LeBron James, his teammates, I saw Russell Westbrook, but then it was also Drake. Who are some of the celebrities that would come watch you guys play?
Yeah, we had Michael B. Jordan came, Polo G would be there a lot, G Herbo. Aiden Ross was there, DK Metcalf. I mean, the list goes on.
When you have McDonald's All-Americans, you know, some of the top recruits in the country, and that's what you're going up against day in and day out in practice. Take us through a practice. What is a practice like on that caliber of a high school?
Yeah, practice was war every day. You know, our coach that we had there loved that. I mean, that's what he wanted us to be. He wanted us to go at each other every day and get each other better. So you had to be ready to compete every day in practice.
I know it's a recruiting process, and the best of the best play there, but you grew up in Long Beach and then went there your last 2 years. So can you take us through that decision process, why you wanted to go play there those last 2 years?
Yeah, so, I mean, I was supposed to go to Sierra Canyon since I was a little kid. You know, I had a relationship with the previous coaching staff before the new coach when they had Cody Riley, Remy Martin, a couple of those guys that played at a high level. I was already locked into the school when I was 10, 11 years old. So just growing up, knowing I was going to be a part of that one day was the goal.
You grew up playing with basketball in your hands, right? I mean, just from the start, you had a ball put in your hands?
Yeah, my dad played professionally, played at college, Long Beach State and Syracuse, played pro for 10, 15 years. So I was in the gym with him as a little kid, just being around, so I kind of grew up in it.
Ramel Lloyd Jr. had quite the career you just mentioned and played overseas, played professionally. What role did he play in developing you into the basketball player you became?
He was everything for me growing up. You know, he was the first person to put the ball in my hands. He was my first trainer and my first coach. He taught me everything I know today, so I owe everything to my father.
What were some of your very first key lessons you remember him? When you're a little kid and he's teaching you the game, what were some of the biggest things that he taught you?
I don't know. I would say main thing was just to always have fun and play hard. And I think that's the biggest thing always when it comes to basketball. I think if you enjoy it and you're having fun and you're just playing hard, good things will happen. So that was probably the main thing he taught me at an early age. When
you guys are going through over game film or talking about things, what are those conversations like after a game and you're diving into what he took away from certain games?
Yeah, so at an early age, it was a little rough sometimes. You know, the father-son coach dynamic. You know, we would get that a little bit. But as I got older and understood where he was coming from more, it was a lot easier for us to actually just have a conversation and lock into what we needed to get done. So it was a challenge at first, but as I got older and we connected more, it was easy.
You and I were talking before we started recording, and he's here this summer.
Yeah.
What has that been like having him around this summer?
It's been great. You know, obviously I'm in college and want to be independent and whatnot, but just having that extra support system here with me, I can't go wrong with that. So I'm glad he's out here.
And your entire family was here a couple weeks ago or last week?
Yeah, last week the family came out to see me. I showed them around Lincoln. My sister, Taylor, has never been here before, so I just showed her around town. I took her to the football stadium, things like that. I think she had a good time.
What did they think about Lincoln?
They like it. You know, Lincoln's a really nice place. You know, back home, if I tell people Nebraska, they're like, what, Nebraska? But I'm like, if you actually came out to Lincoln and seen what it's like and just met the people here, I think you would love it just as much as I do.
So coming as a California kid, you know, probably some people say, well, why did you want to go to Nebraska? I'm sure you got asked that a lot. So take us back through that and that decision to want to come to Nebraska.
Right. Through the whole recruiting process, I just always wanted to find a place that I felt was best for me, regardless of location and things like that. So just coming here on my visit in my junior year, I really loved the place. You know, being with Coach Hoiberg, I love the vision he had for me. And I thought this was the best place I can come and succeed and just grow as a person and a basketball player.
That family support, how important is that to you?
Super important. I grew up with a close-knit family, and family is probably most important thing to me in my life. So just having that family atmosphere here was perfect for me.
So we talked a lot earlier about your role that you played last year on the scout team. Once that season ended and you knew that, okay, I'm going to have potential to make an impact, what was your approach coming off that redshirt freshman year going into this summer and this season?
Yeah, I feel like for me, as soon as the season was over, I kind of flipped the switch and immediately just got into grind mode. I just, as soon as it was over, I made sure I started getting in the gym more, locking in on everything I need to do because I knew my time was coming. So really just flipped the switch and just amped up the work ethic a little bit coming into this next year.
Combo guard, I know they're going to ask you to do a lot of different things. That part of your game, how important is that to be able to be called upon to do different things?
Yeah, I think it's super important to be as versatile as possible. You know, the game is turned into a positionless game now, so I think just being able to do as many things as possible, especially with my size and length and ability to play guard, wing, whatever it is, will be a big attribute to the team this year.
Another thing we hear about freshmen, sometimes it's hard to adjust to the defensive part of it, right? The scoring is a little bit easier, the offensive side, but it's the defense. How did that part, what did you learn about the defensive side of the ball throughout last year?
Yeah, defensively, I mean, that was, honestly, I feel like that was just the biggest adjustment. You know, obviously the speed of the game is a little different, the pace of the game is the offense, things like that, but defensively was probably the toughest part. You know, Coach Nate, who runs our defense, does a great job of teaching it. And, you know, now coming in this year, I feel like a veteran almost. And so it's a lot easier for me now than it was last year.
You know, a lot of basketball fans think with Coach Hoiberg, they think offense, offense, offense. But how important is that defensive part of things, especially to what this team did last year and established last year?
It's probably the most important thing, you know, getting stops, especially at this level in the Big Ten. It's a big deal. You have to get stops. Everybody can score. Everyone knows how to play basketball, or else they wouldn't be here. So getting stops is probably the most important thing to win games at this level. So it's a big focus.
Covering this team last year, it was a really, really tight-knit group, right? And it seemed like that played into a lot of things, what you guys were able to do on the court, too. So how much are you guys, the guys that are coming back and had a taste of that, and now you're adding more newcomers, what did you take away from that part of it and getting guys all come together and be that close-knit group?
Yeah, I think the people who return, you know, we're all still very close and have that same mentality that we had last year coming in. And we brought in a lot of great guys, great character guys, and great players. So them coming in now with us, I think it's a perfect fit. So it's all coming together well.
This is a deep group. What are the battles? What have the battles been like in summer in the gym?
Yeah, it's been good. You know, we got a couple guys out right now with injuries, but, you know, the guys that have been able to play, we just started really playing about this week. So it's been fun so far.
Going to Spain here in a couple weeks. You excited about that?
Super excited. It's the first time I've been out the country since I was a little kid, so definitely excited about that.
You were asking about the food, right?
Yeah, the food.
That's important for you to experience the food. You a big food guy? You
yeah,
a foodie?
I'm a big food guy. Definitely. I'm going to be trying a lot of different things in Spain.
Are you picky at all?
A little picky when it comes to like certain like sauces and whatnot, but not super picky.
What's your favorite kind of food?
Seafood.
Seafood.
Like seafood boils, stuff like that. Crab, lobster, with the Cajun sauce, and that's my
Have you found any of that here?
Unfortunately not. If anyone's watching this and knows a spot or anything like that, please let me know.
That's some recommendations. Awesome. Well, again, we've talked a little bit, but what are your goals, the more, I guess, immediate goals here in the next few weeks before you go to Spain, and then, again, to be ready to go once you guys really hit it hard for the preseason? Yeah,
I just want to prepare myself best possibly can to be successful moving forward. You know, I'm excited to play, excited to be out there, so I just want to make sure that I will be my best self when it's time to compete and perform.
I said last thing, but I got to ask you about Kurt and your strength and conditioning coach. We've had him on. He's an energy guy. He's infectious. But we're seeing these NBA guys come back and work out with him because, you know, and they say, hey, he gets me right. Yeah. How much has that helped you in your game as well, just the strength and conditioning part and working with Kurt? Yeah,
Kurt's been huge for me. You know, just coming here and being able to put on a lot of weight and go to weight, really changed my body. And, you know, Kurt's the best there is. It doesn't get no better than Kurt. So, you know, Kurt's really tough on me, and always has been since I got here. But I know it's all love at the end of the day. So it's really good to be able to work with him.
What does that do, too, for guys that, I mean, you guys all have goals. You want to get to the next level, and now you've got NBA guys that are coming back and telling you, hey, what he's doing is the real deal.
Yeah.
How helpful is that?
It's super helpful. You know, I met Kurt first my junior year on my visit, and he talked to me, and I knew from the beginning that he would be a guy that I would definitely be able to mesh with and learn from if I were to come here, and luckily I did, and now we're getting things done.
I love it. Really enjoyed chatting with Ramel Lloyd Jr. He told me afterwards that maybe he might want to get into broadcasting someday, so I told him, hey, you can maybe kick Jake Muehlheisen out of his seat eventually, but appreciate that. You know, one of the other things that came out yesterday, and we were just so jam-packed, we didn't even talk about it much, Cole, but that one of the dates for the non-conference matchups has been announced for Nebraska men's basketball. Sunday, December 3rd, Creighton inside PBA. So that should be a fun one. Mark that one on your calendar, December 3rd. Have you been to the game against Creighton here in PBA, Cole?
I hadn't. And I wish I could go, but there's a good chance I think I know where I'll be
Yes,
during the
I
game.
think I do too. You'll be right here in the studio punching things back here. I did ask Seamus as well when we can expect the full schedule. He said probably in August, so a lot of the final details still getting worked out, but should know all the dates and teams and all of that when that will be lined up for Nebraska men's basketball coming up in August. All right, got to get to another break here on Sports Nightly. Again, 402-413-2400, the number to call or text in if you want to be a part of the show. The Sports Nightly hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime with 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse.
It's time for some Nebraska farm facts. Want to know a fast way to rev up our Nebraska economy while helping the planet? It's right in your tank. When you fill up with clean soy-based biodiesel, you're increasing Nebraska biodiesel production while reducing greenhouse gases by up to 74%. So look for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, our economy, and our farmers. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Did I forget something?
No, just wanted to tell you I love you. Oh, don't forget to buckle up. Drive safe.
I will. Love you too.
Someone is counting on you to buckle up. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Hey, Husker fans! Kinetic now offers fast 99% reliable internet for just $39.99 a month for 12 months. Whether you're at home, school, or work, Kinetic Internet delivers the speed you need to stream, game, and stay connected with fellow Nebraska fans around the world. Only $39.99 a month for 12 months. And just like our teams in Scarlet and Cream, no one else even comes close. Check availability at windstream.com. Kinetic Internet, proud sponsor of Husker Athletics. Terms and conditions apply.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
See Shelter Agent Joe Methy in Kearney, Jackie Rowan in Lexington, or Megan Fales in Cozad today.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Road Townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red!
SOS to the rescue! SOS to the rescue!
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Oh, but he can't make it because he's so hot. The air conditioning is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling his favorite Luxair dealer. Trusted since 1950, with Luxair you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails, dress up for a night out on the town, or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved-up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the trail-taming 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Well, Cole had this in the ticker at the top of the hour that the ESPY's coming up here in about 14 minutes, 7 o'clock on ESPN, and there are some representatives from Nebraska there, as Nebraska volleyball Harper Murray will be there being honored as the National Gatorade Player of the Year. And Jordy Ball is also up for an ESPY tonight as well. There's several categories. They'll give away several ESPYs, so they'll have the best athlete in women's sports, best athlete in men's sports, best breakthrough athlete, and Caitlin Clark's on that, as well as Brock Purdy, quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, brother of one Chubba Purdy. Best record-breaking performance, best championship performance, best comeback athlete, best play, best team. There are several teams nominated for best team: Denver Nuggets, Georgia football, Kansas City Chiefs, Las Vegas Aces, LSU women's basketball, OU softball, the Vegas Golden Knights. Then there's the best college athlete in men's sports. Zach Edey from Purdue men's hoops is on that. Duncan McGuire from Creighton soccer. Brennan O'Neill from Duke lacrosse. Andrew Dowdy, probably a big fan of that. And Caleb Williams from USC football. My guess would be that probably will go to Caleb Williams, the winner of that. Best college athlete in women's sports, Jordy Ball. Caitlin Clark, Iowa women's basketball. Izzy Skane from Northwestern lacrosse. Trinity Thomas, Florida Gators gymnastics. I got to think that's going to come down between Jordy and Caitlin Clark, and probably, I would imagine, they would probably give it to Caitlin Clark just with all the hype she received. I don't know. Who knows? I think Jordy's got a good shot there, too. And then, so there's kind of some fun things. They give away best NFL player, MLB player, NHL player, all of that. So it'd be fun to see those Huskers represented there tonight. I don't know if Jordy's there. I don't think she's there, but we do know that Harper Murray is there. We, Cole, I told you I was going to do this last night, but we didn't have time to get to it. So I decided to make up our own kind of, if we were going to give a Sports Nightly I don't know, away, and I just have time for one category tonight. So best coaching performance over the last year. I will give you what I have deemed my nominees, and then you can think about it over the break. You and Camden can give whoever you would give your award to. So lots to choose from here, but I decided I went ahead and put Coach Cook, John Cook, in there with the Husker volleyball team going to yet another Sweet 16. Mark Manning, 8th place finish for Husker wrestling, 4 NCAA All-Americans, including Mikey Labriola, who was the NCAA runner-up. Mindy Miles with Husker rifle, a 6th place overall finish, and she had a national champion in Cecilia Ossie. Rhonda Ravel, I think if you look at, everything, all the adversity that this team had to fight through and to get back to the postseason and to make their another regional in Stillwater. So Rhonda Ravel, Mindy Miles, and then finally Justin St. Clair with Nebraska track and field. I think to me, probably this is pretty obvious, the winner for this, but Justin St. Clair in his first year as the head coach, just most recently the best finish for Nebraska women's track and field at the NCAA championships since 2006 with the 8th place finish, and had two individual national champions. Of course, the Big Ten championship for Nebraska men's track and field at the outdoor championships. That's the only Big Ten championship for Nebraska athletics this past year. Had a runner-up finish at the Big Ten championships in indoor, and an 8th place finish for the men at indoor national championships. So Justin St. Clair, John Cook, Mark Manning, Mindy Miles, Rhonda Ravel. Those are your 5 nominees, and I'm sure you could have nominated several coaches, but I just was kind of throwing that together. Those will be the 5 nominees, and we will pick our winners coming up on the other side of this break. Keep it right here. Buckle up and put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
You're in the driver's seat with Woodhouse. Shop, finance, and buy your next vehicle your way. From the comfort of your home or one of our 17 dealerships, we make it easy. And our selection of new and pre-owned vehicles means we've got something for everyone on our lot or on its way. Plus, with every vehicle sale, Woodhouse donates to the Food Bank Backpack Program to fight childhood hunger. Make a difference and purchase your next vehicle your way with Woodhouse.
Husker fans, the 2023 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and we need your support celebrating the 100th year of Memorial Stadium. Purchase a special Husker football Through These Gates mini plan. For only $100, you will be at the Northern Illinois and Louisiana Tech games, plus your choice of one home Big Ten game. 3 games for only $100. Tickets available while supplies last. Purchase your Through These Gates mini plan today. For more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is a proud NIL company in Nebraska, and with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
SOS to the rescue! SOS to the rescue!
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Oh, but he can't make it because he's so hot. The air conditioning is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling his favorite Luxair dealer. Trusted since 1950, with Luxair you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue! SOS! SOS!
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
FNBO is the great big small bank. And for more than 165 years, we've been with you where you are. A bank that's ready for all your needs, both big and small. Here to help you earn more, save more, so you can do more every step of the way. It's what you can expect from the great big small bank. FNBO. Independent and family-owned for 6 generations, and ever so focused on you. Stop on by or visit us at fnbo.com. Member FDIC.
Huskers, do you want a fulfilling career that's financially rewarding? Explore the many ways you can be a part of the insurance community. Go to iian.org/careers today. Business insurance is a lot to manage. Did you know a trusted choice independent insurance agent can help guide you through it at no extra cost to you? They'll do your insurance. You just do you. Find out more at trustedchoice.com.
Nebraska fans have an opportunity to be a part of the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium in 2023 by purchasing a Through These Gates mini plan. It's a 3-game ticket package on sale now, priced at $100 to celebrate a century of football at Memorial Stadium. The ticket plan includes a ticket to non-conference games against Northern Illinois and Louisiana Tech, and then one of the 5 Big Ten home games. Huskers.com/tickets, or give the ticket office a call at 1-800-8-BIG-RED, or stop on by. All right, final segment here of hour number 1. I tasked you guys with a choice if we were going to give away a Sports Nightly on the ESPY night. I said best coaching performance by a Nebraska head coach over the last year, and I gave you a nominee of 5 coaches: Mark Manning, John Cook, Justin St. Clair, Mindy Miles, Rhonda Revelle. So Camden is one of our new student interns. He's back there. He made a decision as well, and so did Cole. So I'll let you guys, who would you give your Sports Nightly E for the best coaching performance of the year?
Camden and I both, I think, are going to go with Justin St. Clair for all of his achievements, especially in the outdoor track and field recently. Just so impressive. The runner-up, though, to Coach Cook, because although, we do make the tournament every year, it feels, in the Sweet 16 every year, but to do it that consistently is still crazy impressive to both of us. So that's our runner-up.
So you guys were debating between Justin St. Clair and Coach Cook. You also said that you like Coach Cook because you like when he comes in and does in-studio interviews, because he's great to listen to, right?
I love it. Him and John Baylor, their post-game interviews with Lauren, too, usually giving him a really hard time. All that's really good. Love it.
I'm also going with Justin St. Clair. To me, I think it's pretty clear with what he did with the national champion winners at the women, the Big Ten championship, the only Big Ten championship for Nebraska athletics over this past year, and the best finish for women's track and field since 2006. You had the 2 national champions in the shot put and the javelin, and then back even in the indoor as well. So to me, I think, and he's won all kinds of awards too. So I think, to me, you got to give it to Justin St. Clair, and big things to come. They are killing it on the recruiting trail. Now his athletes are performing well on the national scale and on the national scene, and qualifying, punching their tickets to the world championships. It's just, when you're a track and field athlete, not only do you want to do well at the NCAAs, but then you want to go on and do it at an Olympic level and the world championship level. And so now he's got several athletes that are going to be competing on that stage as well. And so if you're a thrower, to me, this is throwers you. Nebraska is. There's no doubt about it. All right. That hour, once again, absolutely flew by. We still have a big hour number 2 coming up here on Sports Nightly. We're going to continue our assistant coach breakdowns, our summer series with Nebraska football assistant coaches. Greg Sharpe was able to sit down with a few of those coaches before he left. And so tonight, up next, we're going to talk a little special teams with Ed Foley. And if you've listened to him, he's a great interview, so can't wait to hear what he has to say. We're also going to hear from junior defensive lineman Nash Hutmaker coming up next as well in hour number 2. So still plenty to come. Stick around, come on back and join us here for hour number 2 of Sports Nightly. And again, 402-413-2400, the number to call or text in if you want to be a part of the show tonight on our Woodhouse Auto Family Sports Nightly hotline, brought to you by Woodhouse. All right, we'll be back with more on Sports Nightly, hour number 2, coming up right after this.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
That's my neighbor Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a big mistake. Hey, Joe, I think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have the utilities marked before you start digging?
I'm not digging very deep. It's no big deal.
No big deal.
Dad, the TV's out. Internet too.
Remember, safe digging always starts with a free call to 811. Oh, what a knucklehead.
Brought to you by Nebraska 811.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Road Townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red!
Farmers can make what seems impossible reality with a little hard work and ingenuity. They find solutions to reduce inputs and improve their yield. Valley Irrigation is no different. As the leader in irrigation technology, we deliver results and optimize your operation. Because when you have a vision for the future, you need the people that can make it possible by your side. Expect what's next. Expect what's possible from Valley. Visit us at valleyirrigation.com.
Good evening, I'm Cole Hartman, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. Tonight, the U.S. men's national soccer team will continue their run at the CONCACAF Gold Cup as their semifinal game against Panama is currently live on FS1. The game is still scoreless in the 27th minute. The U.S. is seeking their first Gold Cup win since 2013. The annual ESPYs is also just getting underway in Los Angeles, where Harper Murray will be representing the Big Red on the red carpet, as she earned the Gatorade High School National Player of the Year award this past year. Recent Nebraska softball transfer, Jordy Ball, has also been nominated for the Best College Athlete in Women's Sports. We'll be sure to provide you with ESPY updates throughout tonight's show. Earlier today, the athletic department released all the details on the Nebraska Football Fan Day for 2023. This year's Fan Day will be held inside Hawks Championship Center from 3 to 5 p.m. on Sunday, July 30th. Fans will have the opportunity to meet and interact with Nebraska football players, coaches, and staff. More information on the event can be found at huskers.com. And from the NBA Summer League, earlier today, the Clippers topped the Grizzlies 83-74. Hawks held on against the Timberwolves 99-93. And the Pistons bested the Raptors 94-90. Currently in action, the Mavs and Warriors are tied at 94 apiece in overtime. Our sports ticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. Now get ready for Hour 2 of Sports Nightly, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Simon gets the shotgun snap. Huskers send a corner blitz. Simon step throws. Pass intercepted. Picked off by Miles Farmer.
Go,
to the 35, to the 30. Rook tied down to the 27-yard line. Miles Farmer's 4th career INT.
Yes!
3 eligible to the near side. Back to throw is Morgan. Stepping up, gets hit, dropped. Oh, he got drilled at the 18-yard line. Ty Robinson's 2nd sack of the year. I think he took his shoes off with that hit.
Here is your host, Jessica Coody, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Hour number 2 of Sports Nightly. I'm Jessica Coody. I told you guys wrong. The ESPYs are on ABC, not ESPN. So they are on right now. Pat McAfee is on the mic, so I can only imagine what he is saying. So that is just now underway, and we will keep you updated, as Cole said, if Jordy wins the award and if there's anything else notable that we should pass along. All right, time to continue our assistant coach interviews. Greg Sharpe had a chance to sit down with special teams coordinator Ed Foley.
And you guys have been busy. You've had a whirlwind since you walked on campus in December. Take me back to spring ball, your thoughts with the special teams units coming out of spring ball, and what were kind of your messages to the guys for them to work on in the summer months?
Well, for the specialists, we're just looking for performance, and it's obviously you can take a look at the performance, and it's an accounting system. Am I making my kicks? Am I putting the ball where I need to, or am I not? So some other positions, I coach the tight ends and even the offensive line. It's not as cut and dry, as black and white as the performance. So we're always looking to make our performance better. And we were doing some things in spring pretty well, and there's some things that we needed to get better at. So we left, with kind of a grocery list of things that we were going to work on in this time of the year. And I can see the guys working now, and they're getting better. They're working at the things that we need to work at.
I know there are some specialty camps for guys. Do you encourage your players to go somewhere to a punting camp or a kicking camp and do that off-site during this time of year or not?
I encourage my guys to do get as much technical information as they can on the kicking. I also coach them that you're getting information, but how you process it is really what's important. So they come back and they'll share the information with me, or we'll talk about it. We have the guys that are here, came to our specialty camp. We had a pretty good list of guys that were here. So, they were here. But for the most part, from what I've seen, those things are good. Like you're seeing guys when you get a guy, like Zerline or Maher or Henry out there talking to you about kicking, even if it's not exactly aligned with what your technique is, to get that information, I think is really good. So I encourage them to get as much as they can. I do caution them or have the conversations with them about how that's going to apply to exactly what we're doing.
Let's go through some names. Brian Buschini was the punter last year. Looked like he had a decent spring for you. Your thoughts about Brian?
Brian's a real guy. Like, he's a real player. He's a joy to coach, and he's a challenge to coach because he wants so much information all the time. I love working with him. He does a really good job with location, the different kind of kicks that we're asking him to do. I think he's going to have a really good year next year.
Timmy Bleeckrow was solid in the fall during the season. We saw him miss a couple kicks in the spring game. Where's Timmy at right now?
Yeah, well, the spring game, he needs to make the kicks, and then we need to do a better job on the operation too. So that those goals go hand in hand. So, without good operation, we're going to have a harder time making the kicks. But, we're working with Timmy about becoming more consistent, and he's done that. And Timmy's another guy that he puts a lot of pressure on himself to make a lot of kicks and be perfect, and he's working on getting better.
Is kicking, there's some similarities in kicking and a golf swing sometimes that you get into some ruts and you're trying to figure out, okay, I go back and look at tape and maybe I was hitting my plan at this point in time and I got to get back to that. Do you see some similarities between those?
I equate, this is me, my personal coaching style, is I equate the kick foot, the ball that strikes, the foot that strikes the ball as a club face. I call it the club face. And when I talk to them and we're watching the film, I say, I really like your club face here. And then the club face to me is the way that the foot hits the ball in the right spot, just like a golf ball, and the angle of the club, so the angle of the foot. So we try to keep the foot and the angle flat, and we try to kick the same meaty part of the ball all the time. So we're talking about now. There's other things that we're talking about that go with that. It would be great if you could just swing the club and that was it. But the approach, we're talking. Looking at the approach, and then we're big on looking at things like aim and what are we locating somewhere in the backdrop so that we can see the flight of the ball, and then that helps us with things like the hip turn and all those things. Is the ball getting directed exactly where we want it to go based on where we're saying it's going to go when we hit it? But yeah, we talk about the foot, the actual foot that strikes the ball, as the club face when we talk about it. So it is kind of a good analogy.
Special teams coordinator Ed Foley with us here in our position breakdowns. We're talking special teams here tonight. The last football game that counted in this stadium was a high school football game with Tristan Alvano making a winning kick for Omaha West Side. He's here now. What'd you like about Tristan and wanting to become a Cornhusker, and what have you observed so far from Tristan?
Tristan, off of the film and off of the recruiting that we did, shows a lot of promise in terms of ball strike, strong leg. So, he's got a leg. When you're looking at him making the big kicks is obviously big, but you can see him kicking the ball off and the way the ball comes off his foot on the film. But, when you bring in we've done this over the years and recruited a lot of kickers, and then, you're looking at the guy and you say, okay, he's got a big leg and he can make a 55-yarder, and, but does he have a repeatable swing? Like, does he do something? Again, we talked about the golf swing, but is he swinging where, okay, he's swinging the same way every time? So whether it's a 50-yarder or a 12-yarder or a kickoff, and the approach to the kickoff is a little bit different, but does he have a repeatable, very consistent swing? Yes, he does. He has a powerful leg. And then the next part of that is, does he make pressure kicks? We've seen those guys that have come in that have really nice swings, and then they get to the college game and there's a lot more pressure. And these guys put a lot more pressure on themselves than maybe the kids did 12 or 15 years ago. But to see a guy make the pressure kicks in high school, especially at that level, on our stadium, on our field, to make those kicks, and that wasn't the only one. He had done that several times, so that's a big part of the evaluation for me.
All right, the transfer portal certainly is a big part of college football. You get a long snapper through that in the offseason, and Marco Ortiz. What did he show you in spring ball?
Marco's a really good snapper, and showed consistency, showed ability to snap. When in the snapping game, it's not just like snapping the ball back there anymore. So now we're asking him to do things like put the ball in a certain spot. Whether it's a directional punt, if we're punting to the left, to put the ball on the left hip, to put the ball on the right hip on a punt right. But we're also trying to get him to get it so that there's very little ball rotation on the field goals and extra points. So we're snapping the ball, and we can catch the ball and put it down and not have to spin the ball to get the laces away from the kicker. So those are things that Marco has been coached to do that. He's done it, at a very high level. Obviously, did it in the SEC. He's got pedigree. His brother is a snapper, so I've seen his brother snap when I was in the NFL, watching his brother try out for at the NFL tryouts. So. The pedigree means a little bit to me in that it's in his blood a little bit. So he's a junkie with it. So he's out there working on his craft all the time. He's very good, and he's getting better too.
Let's go to the return game. Let's start with kickoff returns. Who stood out to you, and how do you anticipate kind of that unfolding when we get into August?
The kickoff return job is open to me. Like, there's been some guys that have done a good job back there. Josh Fleeks did it for us at Baylor a little bit. He did it a little bit. I liked Tommy Hill back there. I think there's a couple. Kemp can do both. Kemp can do the punts and the kickoff returns. So he's pretty good. That one's going to carry through the preseason. I think a little bit more than maybe some of the other jobs, and there's some guys that can do it. I'm not worried about it because I think there's a number of guys that can do it, but I want to get a better feel with it. We didn't do a lot in terms of contact and really the kickoff return itself is still formulating, so we're still in the growth stage there, but we'll find us a kickoff returner somewhere in camp.
You mentioned Kemp can punt return. What about who else is kind of in the mix at punt returner?
Well, I think Kemp, has shown the ability to catch it. He's done it in games, and he's done it, here. We put some pressure on him, to catch it, make decisions, and we were able to we're a lot further along in the punt game in terms of covering the punts. So, he's done a good job. I'm interested also, and this goes to the kickoff return. We got some pretty talented guys coming into the program, and I don't pass judgment on them till I see them do it, but I think there's going to be some young guys that will emerge, as competition, in both. But, Garcia Castaneda had done it a little bit, and he looks really smooth back there catching the ball. So I like him back there, and Alex Bullock was doing it a little bit, so he was showing some promise back there. So there's some guys that can do it, but I like Kemp because Kemp to me has got a little bit of that, little bit of swagger to him when he catches it, and he can make the first guy miss. And I like him back there.
Had some success, I believe, at Virginia.
Yes, he was a returner at Virginia, and he had some big returns for them. So that's one thing. It's important. Like when you get a guy that is a punt returner. At Virginia, you got a guy who snapped the ball at Florida. They've been through it a little bit. Whatever you think of the portal, it is what it is. But it allows you to put some guys with some experience into some positions where maybe you don't have it. So I think that's helpful, if for nothing else, for depth.
How much buy-in did you see and sense from the guys about wanting to be a part of teams during spring?
100%. Completely bought in. And I knew it was going to be that way as soon as I saw them in the weight room when I came back off the road and recruiting after the signing date. There's not an issue at all with buy-in with this football team. I love working with the guys. They go, and they want more. And it's awesome. They're a great group of guys to work with.
Well, I know you're probably ready to get out on the practice field with the guy. That's what you guys live for, is this time of year.
I'm ready to take a little bit of a break, so I'm going to enjoy that. I'm not going to, but yeah, I mean, I'm interested. We made some good strides in spring, with the introductory stuff and just trying to get the guys to understand just basic fundamentals of playing special teams. And the next step in the August will be the actual schemes and how they all fit together, and being a little bit more intent on who the people are that we're using. They trained a lot of guys in the spring just to kind of evaluate and see what they could do. Got some answers. So now incorporating those guys in the right positions, I think, is going to be really fun.
Well, have a good camp.
Thank you.
I don't know if I missed it, but I'm not sure if I heard them talking about the holder. I know Brian Buschini moved into that role last year working with Timmy, and he really liked it. He is a guy, he's a competitor. He wants to be out on the field any chance that he can be, and wants to help out the team any way that he can. And he told me that, obviously you don't want your punter to be out there. If you can avoid him being on the field at all, obviously that's what you want. But Brian's certainly a weapon in the punt game, but then he said he really enjoyed it, gave him more opportunities to get out on the field, and that's such an important thing, developing that between the kicker and the holder. So I'm assuming if it's up to Brian Buschini, he'll be back there in that role as well. I've seen the specialists out there working quite a bit, just walking throughout the stadium. So I know they're putting in the work. Brian Buscini's a guy that Matt Rule's talked about, how as a specialist and his leadership, the job that he's done and working really hard with the mat drills and all of that. And so I know this whole coaching staff's a big fan of Brian Buscini. And I did a lengthy interview with him back earlier I think it was back in January, and talked to him about a number of different things. And, his appreciation for being here and being a punter at Nebraska, he's so thankful for it. And he's really embracing whatever he can do to help this team. And so I thought that was pretty cool what Ed Foley just said there. And again, kind of more of the same of what we've heard this coaching staff saying about Brian Buscini. It's going to be an interesting battle at kicker between Timmy and Tristan Alvano, the incoming freshman. And so it's going to be fun. All of the positions are open. Obviously, they're not giving anything to anybody until they earn it during fall camp. But there's going to be a lot of really intriguing position battles that will be taking place over the fall, and that kicker will certainly be one to watch as well. All right, 402-413-2400, the number to call or text in if you want to be a part of the show tonight on our Sports Nightly Hotline, which is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. Nash Hutmaker up next here on Sports Nightly.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
It's time for another round of Nebraska Farm Facts. If there's one thing Nebraska's known for, it's our beef. And Nebraska soybeans feed a lot of them, and even more pigs and chickens. Farmers and ranchers raise livestock and poultry to provide nutritious, affordable protein for all ages to help build muscle and maintain energy for a healthy lifestyle. Keep that in mind as you prepare all that tasty meat on your tailgate grill. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
That's my neighbor, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a very big mistake. Hey, Joe, you think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have your underground utilities marked before you start digging?
John, that's just for big projects.
Actually, it's for any digging project. Hey, congratulations, Joe. You found your electric line. Remember, safe digging always begins with a free call to 811. You want to borrow my phone, buddy?
Brought to you by Nebraska 811.
To win the game, you got to have more strength. You got to be tougher. You got to be reliable. You got to want it more than the other guy. And you need a great team you can count on, backing you up the whole time. Whether it's in the field with your Massey Ferguson or on the field with the Huskers, red is the color of getting it done quicker, smarter, and efficiently. So this season, make sure you're checking out the lineup that'll get more done where and when it counts. From your Nebraska Massey Ferguson dealers.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm broadcasting student Ann Gallagher with Campus News. UNL is the only Big Ten university in Nebraska, part of the only conference with an academic alliance. Being in the Big Ten means superior academics, unique student opportunities, better resources, and world-class research programs. With 72% of undergraduate students receiving scholarships or financial aid, UNL offers a Big Ten education at great value.
Hey, Husker fans! Kinetic now offers fast 99% reliable internet for just $39.99 a month for 12 months. Whether you're at home, school, or work, Kinetic Internet delivers the speed you need to stream, game, and stay connected with fellow Nebraska fans around the world. Only $39.99 a month for 12 months. And just like our teams in Scarlet and Cream, no one else even comes close. Check availability at windstream.com. Kinetic Internet, proud sponsor of Husker Athletics. Terms and conditions apply.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Farmers can make what seems impossible reality with a little hard work and ingenuity. They find solutions to reduce inputs and improve their yield. Valley Irrigation is no different. As the leader in irrigation technology, we deliver results and optimize your operation. Because when you have a vision for the future, you need the the people that can make it possible by your side. Expect what's next. Expect what's possible from Valley. Visit us at valleyirrigation.com.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is a proud NIL company in Nebraska, and with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
Did I forget something?
No, just wanted to tell you I love you. Oh, don't forget to buckle up. Drive safe.
I will. Love you too.
Someone is counting on you to buckle up. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hy-Vee makes grocery shopping easy with Hy-Vee Aisles Online. Just order online, schedule a pickup or delivery time, then leave the shopping to us. Download the Hy-Vee app or go to HyVeeAislesOnline.com. It's easy to create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Plus, with Hy-Vee Aisles Online, pickup is free on orders over $24.95, and delivery is free with the Hy-Vee Plus membership. Save time, shop online with Hy-Vee Aisles Online.
Huskers, do you want a fulfilling career that's financially rewarding? Explore the many ways you can be a part of the insurance community. Go to iian.org/careers today. Business insurance is a lot to manage. Did you know a trusted choice independent insurance agent can help guide you through it at no extra cost to you? They'll do your insurance. You just do you. Find out more at trustedchoice.com.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Road Townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red!
Right now, enjoy great value on outdoor power equipment from Steel, from gas-powered blowers, chainsaws, and more to high-performance pressure washers built to tackle the dirtiest jobs. Find yours at steeldealers.com. Welcome back into Sports Nightly. We're going to hear from Nash Hutmaker, the junior defensive lineman. As a sophomore, played in every single game, made 2 starts. As a freshman, played in 11 games. He's really a standout this spring. Matt Rule, almost every availability he had, seemed to bring up Nash, and he was on the original 10% list that has been put out each week from Nebraska football, and we had Corey Campbell on, strength and conditioning coach, talking about what that is and the 10%, and Nash was one of those first guys that were on that list. He's really done everything that this coaching staff has asked him to do, and Terrence Knighton talked about how he's changed his body and going to be a really big part, because if there's one area that there's not a lot of depth, it's the defensive line. Ty Robinson was out throughout the spring, so Nash was really one of the leaders there along with Blaze Gunnerson. But there's definitely some guys that have played a lot of football, and then you're mixing in some really talented newcomers that will be playing, some of those true freshmen, Princewell Uman Minyelin, Cam Linhart. But Nash is the polar bear. Probably people know him better as the polar bear. We've got some Husker wrestling fans in the chat. Nash was a standout all-star wrestler as well, but recently got a chance to chat with Nash.
It's going really good. Really like getting all the new guys here, getting to know them, start working out with them, teaching them the standard, teaching them how we do things. And so, yeah, so far it's been going really well. Excited for the rest of the summer.
How did you leave spring ball without Ty Robinson and you being kind of one of the older guys in that room? How did you feel like you progressed in your role throughout the spring?
I feel like I've progressed. I mean, I've progressed the most as a leader, I think. Talking with T. Knight and some of the other coaches, just something new for me, being one of the older guys in the room, especially without Ty being there. Me and Blaze kind of took ownership of that, and we ran with it. And it's great to have T-Rob back working out with us now, and I'm really just excited for it.
You and T-Rob have played a lot of football together. How good is that when you have two guys on the defensive line that have played so much? We talk a lot about that on the offensive line, but on the defensive line, on the flip side of that, how good is that for a defense?
Oh, it's awesome. Being out there with a guy that you've played with a lot and you trust and everything is big, and it just helps, you know, it helps with bringing other guys along with you, too. Having a couple guys that have played a lot of football and are ready to just keep building up those young guys and getting them better every week.
Coach Knighton said that without him in the rotation in the spring, gave opportunities for some of those young guys that they could really grow and develop and have some opportunities. How did you see those Princewell and Cam develop throughout spring as well?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It really opened up stuff for them. They kind of had to grow up, I guess, a little faster than they maybe wanted to without having T-Rob there, and I think it was really good for them. Really, all the new guys, everyone, all the transfers, freshmen, everyone throughout the spring progressed a lot. We were all really happy with it, and we're just looking to keep doing what we're doing.
What has it been like working with Coach Knighton, and how much has he helped the D-line overall?
Oh, it's been awesome. Having a guy that's been where you want to go to, and he's been through the whole process. He's done everything from college to NFL to now coaching. It's awesome having him in my ear, especially being a nose, and just having him guide me along the way, and it's been awesome.
What would you say are his biggest principles that you have to do to play for him?
I mean, it's all about finish and attitude. The attitude we bring to practice every day is we're gonna be the best unit out there, and everything we do, we're gonna finish. We're gonna do it the right way. Those are like two of the main points.
You know, I mean, since I've been here, and I know since you've gotten here, everybody's talked about your strength, and you're one of the strongest guys on the team. And then Coach Rule had said you're learning how to translate that over to the football field. What has that process been like, the strength, transferring it from the weight room onto the football field? I mean, it's been good. It's really just taking everything that I do in the weight room and trying to progress it into applying it to football. And they've been really great in helping me do that. It's been good. How do you feel about where your game is? I mean, now that you've had a lot of opportunities and you've been able to be out there in the battles in the trenches, do you feel like the game's kind of starting to slow down for you a little bit?
Yeah, it's definitely starting to slow down. Still looking to get better every single day we're out there, but things are definitely slowing down, and I really like where it's going, and I just want to keep getting better every single day.
What about this defense? How have you enjoyed getting to learn this Tony White defense?
I really liked it. Coach White's awesome. I like him as a coach and as a person. I mean, I like being around him, and I love what we're doing, and excited to see it work.
The 10 just came out, the graphic. I know a lot of people were talking about it on social media, but really a lot of great adjectives that if you are on a football team you want to be, right? And honoring 10 guys that are really doing the right things with this football team. What did that mean to you to be recognized in that way? It was awesome.
It meant a lot. It's just something that I strive for every single week, to be one of those 10 guys. That's something that I'm going to be striving for every week, and it just means that you're doing the right things, and all those guys on that list are doing the right things, and it's awesome.
Why is that important to you to do that?
Just continuing to grow as a leader, being that guy that's doing things the right way, leading people, because you can't be a great leader if you're not doing things the right way yourself. So in order to be a leader, you got to do the right things and bring those guys along with you and get them doing the right things as well.
How much motivation and confidence does that give you as a player that this coaching staff, and starting with Coach Rule, believes in you so much?
It's awesome. It really means a lot. I've kind of taken the role as trying to be the biggest or one of the bigger leaders on the defense, and especially in the D-line, and it's cool. I like it, and just looking forward to it.
What's next for you? What do you need to accomplish this summer before getting into fall camp?
Just keep getting better every day. Bringing the young guys with me, not leaving any of them back. Just doing what I need to do.
Well, you just heard it there, being a big leader, and we've heard that about him really since his coaching staff has gotten here. We talked a little bit in hour number one about the guys that are going to be going to represent Nebraska football at Big Ten Media Days, which is always some of the biggest leaders on the football team. It's Luke Reimer, it's Jeff Sims, and it's Ethan Piper. Greg actually had asked me before he had left, we were talking about who we thought might go, and I actually had thought Nash might be one of the guys that would be selected, and I would assume he's probably on the short list of when they were talking about which guys would go and represent the Huskers. But yeah, he's stepping into that role, and so with him and Ty Robinson, those two play a lot of football together, and I know Blaze Gunnerson as well, trying to be the leaders for this defense. I talked to him about his nickname, the Polar Bear, before we were recording, and I wasn't here when he was recruited, and so I wasn't really sure. I thought it came from wrestling, so he kind of dove into that. And I think he was a sophomore, and it was something that he had done, and someone called him the Polar Bear, and then it just stuck, and that's also his handle on social media as well, so he's kind of embraced it. But he said the reason why, one of the things that it really stuck with him and why he changed it on his Twitter handle is when he came here on a recruiting visit, all the Husker fans were calling him Polar Bear, and he loved it. So he's like, yeah, I just kind of embraced it from there and stuck with it. So great guy and great chatting with Nash. And if you want to see Nash and this football team inside Memorial Stadium this season, Nebraska fans have an opportunity to be a part of the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium in 2023 by purchasing a Through These Gates mini plan. It's a 3-game ticket package and priced at $100 to celebrate a century of football at Memorial Stadium. The ticket plan includes a ticket to non-conference games against Northern Illinois and Louisiana Tech, and then your choice of one of the 5 Big Ten home games while those supplies last. So Michigan, Northwestern, Purdue, Maryland, and Iowa. $100, those 3 games. Huskers.com/tickets. Give the ticket office a call, 1-800-8-BIG-RED, or stop on by the athletic ticket office. We got to get to a break here on Sports Nightly. Buckle up and put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
You're in the driver's seat with Woodhouse. Shop, finance, and buy your next vehicle your way. From the comfort of your home or one of our 17 dealerships, we make it easy. And our selection of new and pre-owned vehicles means we've got something for everyone on our lot or on its way. Plus, with every vehicle sale, Woodhouse donates to the Food Bank Backpack Program to fight childhood hunger. Make a difference and purchase your next vehicle your way with Woodhouse.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Hy-Vee makes grocery shopping easy with Hy-Vee Aisles Online. Just order online, schedule a pickup or delivery time, then leave the shopping to us. Download the Hy-Vee app or go to HyVeeAislesOnline.com. It's easy to create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Plus, with Hy-Vee Aisles Online, pickup is free on orders over $24.95, and delivery is free with the Hy-Vee Plus membership. Save time, shop online with Hy-Vee Aisles Online.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
To win the game, you got to have more strength. You got to be tougher. You got to be reliable. You got to want it more than the other guy. And you need a great team you can count on, backing you up the whole time. Whether it's in the field with your Massey Ferguson or on the field with the Huskers, red is the color of getting it done quicker, smarter, and efficiently. So this season, make sure you're checking out the lineup that'll get more done where and when it counts. From your Nebraska Massey Ferguson dealers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails. Dress up for a night out on the town. or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved-up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the trail-taming 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
SOS to the rescue! SOS to the rescue!
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Oh, but he can't make it because he's so hot. The air conditioning is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling his favorite Luxair dealer. Trusted since 1950, with Luxair you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue! SOS! SOS!
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Road Townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red!
The Sports Nightly Hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. 402-413-2400, the number to call or text in. Art in Los Angeles sent us a text and said, is there any news or updates about Northwestern? Did they hire a new coach? No, they have not. From what I could tell and what's kind of been reported is that they're going to have an interim kind of a guy that steps in to serve as the guy right now, and it's David Braun, who was their defensive coordinator on the Big Ten Media Day schedule up until yesterday or a couple days ago when Pat Fitzgerald was scheduled. It had his name on the schedule, but now it just says Northwestern. So I'm sure they're still trying to work through all of that, but as of right now, it looks like David Braun will be in that role. There was a report that came out earlier today, kind of blew up, got a lot of traction, that Ed Orgeron was interested in being the next head coach at Northwestern. He had not heard from them yet, but just in the last couple of minutes, Bruce Feldman, who is the college football reporter for Fox, he came out and said there is no truth to the report that Ed Orgeron has any interest in the Northwestern coaching job, nor has he heard from anyone at Northwestern. I think the original maybe report that was happening was someone from inside NU that said he heard that Coach O was interested. But it was pretty interesting hearing Jeremiah Searle's take on this last night when he called into the show, because Jeremiah was recruited by Northwestern, and he told us a story about how his ACT wasn't high enough. They asked him to take his ACT to retake it, and he said, "Nah, I'm good, thanks." But he talked about how it's going to take a special person that understands what it is there, and because of the academic standards and what Northwestern is, you have to have an understanding of the program. So I don't know what direction they're going to go. And I asked Jeremiah who
who would you maybe think what direction they might go? And he said, I have no idea who that would be. It's going to take someone that's special person there for that. So, yeah, we'll keep you updated. Art, appreciate the text there. We've talked a lot about media days, and again, when that starts rolling in, it's when the first one happens, and the next one happens, and the next one happens, and then all of a sudden, hey, it's time for fall camp. And so Big 12 media days really kicked things off today, and so they'll go today and tomorrow. It was pretty crazy seeing the reporters that are down there that are talking about Houston and BYU and UCF, so these new schools that have been added and their first time going through media days. The BYU coach was talking about how he's always watched media days but never participated in them. I'm telling you, the BYU Cougar is about to be the best mascot in the Big 12. I follow him on TikTok. He is awesome. He's hilarious, but he's very, very talented. He's gone viral a few times, but I saw him there. It just, all those mascots, those new mascots that were posing, it just is just pretty wild to see. One of the stories that came out from Big 12 Media today, Big 12 Media Days today, the Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark was meeting with reporters, and he was asked about OU and Texas leading in recruiting and what their loss might mean. And this is a direct quote. I'm not sure they've carried recruitment. They haven't been in the championship game here for a couple of years now. So a little shots fired there. Mike Gundy was also up at the podium, and he was asked about Bedlam and the Bedlam game going away with Oklahoma leaving the Big 12. And he said that was a one-sided deal. When Oklahoma decided to leave, they took Bedlam with them. So pretty interesting stuff there. I thought that was pretty wild hearing about that. But, yeah, other than the Coach O stuff today, nothing really new I haven't seen. I've been pretty swamped with other things, but I haven't seen anything new. Cole, he asked for your thoughts on if you have any thoughts on that.
I don't have any thoughts on that, but I think you've covered it pretty nicely. I did have a comment on the BYU mascot. If I may. What exactly does it take to become a mascot TikTok sensation? Like, what is he doing?
Sorry, what? I was reading a text.
What is the mascot doing on TikTok?
Oh, he's a big dancer, and he does all the TikTok trends, and he is, I think, has won like mascot of the year several times. So he's. Okay, this is going to be, I'm getting into the weeds here a little bit, but one time when I was doing local news before I got into working at Oklahoma, I did a story on the mascot with the Oklahoma City Thunder, Rumble the Bison, and the mascots really take that really seriously. They want to be the mascot of the year. It's a big honor for them. But I was told that some of the best mascots are the ones that are not just the entertaining. So like the bear, the Houston Bear that puts pies in people's faces, but the ones that can do everything, that can do the tricks. The gorilla at Phoenix is really athletic and does high-flying tricks and dunks and all of that, but they say the best mascots are the ones that can do a little bit of everything. So the entertaining part of it, the tricks, the dancing, all of that. So, yeah, I didn't think we were going to get into a huge mascot discussion today, but here you go. And then we had a text that was sent in. Pat Fitzgerald was surely the only coach on their staff that knew about this hazing stuff when I was talking about the interim and the defensive coordinator stepping in. Everyone other than Fitzgerald's staff shows you where Northwestern's head is really at. And that's a lot of the arguments that people have said over these last couple of days, that it was only Pat Fitzgerald, when you knew that if you're saying that the coaches should take responsibility for it, then there should be other coaches should have known what was going on as well. And so I don't know if they're just going to move forward with the staff that they have in place and then figure it out. It's just a mess, and they didn't handle it right from the start. That's a big part of the problem, is how they handled it from the beginning. And then it just got into this huge uproar and all the backlash over the weekend, and then they felt like there's pressure to make a move. And so had they just handled it right from the first place, I don't even know if Pat Fitzgerald is still not the coach. Had they maybe gone about it the right way and tackled it the way that we should. Sam in Omaha said, do you think Bob Stoops, a coach at Northwestern, or is he done with college coaching? He is done with college coaching. I mean, it seems like every year since he's retired, even when he was still coaching at OU, he was in the rumor mill to be the Cleveland Browns head coach, go back to Florida. He's going to take the Florida job. I think he's done. He's coached in the Arena League and won a championship here recently. And I think he just was brought on maybe to be in a certain role with Oklahoma football, back with Brent Venable's staff. Oklahoma's up tomorrow at Big 12 Media Days, so we might get some news out of that. But I think Bob Stoops is absolutely done coaching college football, because if he was going to do it, I think it would have already been done. But so appreciate those texts on our Sports Nightly hotline. And we're going to take another break here, working our final break, and we'll be back to wrap up the show next here on Sports Nightly.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm broadcasting student Ann Gallagher with Campus News. 26 Husker students presented research findings on nuclear deterrence to a panel of U.S. Strategic Command officials at STRATCOM headquarters in Bellevue. The student-led presentation was the culmination of a semester of STRATCOM-guided research and the latest in a years-long partnership between STRATCOM and the National Security Studies program at Nebraska.
Hy-Vee makes grocery shopping easy with Hy-Vee Aisles Online. Just order online, schedule a pickup or delivery time, then leave the shopping to us. Download the Hy-Vee app or go to HyVeeAislesOnline.com. It's easy to create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Plus, with Hy-Vee Aisles Online, pickup is free on orders over $24.95, and delivery is free with the Hy-Vee Plus membership. Save time, shop online with Hy-Vee Aisles Online.
Husker fans, the 2023 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and we need your support celebrating the 100th year of Memorial Stadium. Purchase a special Husker football Through These Gates mini plan. For only $100, you will be at the Northern Illinois and Louisiana Tech games, plus your choice of one home Big Ten game. 3 games for only $100. Tickets available while supplies last. Purchase your Through These Gates mini plan today. For more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
America, it's time to gear up and get out there in a new Ford vehicle. And it all starts at your local Ford dealer during the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need to discover your best summer ever. With a large inventory in stock, now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover summer with Ford. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $2,750 bonus cash on F-150 and F-150 Lightning. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
FNBO free checking is checking that's actually free. No fees or minimums, and now no overdraft fees. It's ever so personal, with people to help every step of the way. And easy, with a mobile app that allows you to deposit checks and manage your account wherever you are. So make the switch so you can do more with the Great Big Small Bank. Visit FNBO.com to learn more or stop on by. FNBO free checking. It's ever so free. Member FDIC.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Final segment here of Sports Nightly on this Wednesday night. Well, we have opened up a can of worms, Cole, talking about mascots. We got some texts rolling in, and Camden and I spent the entire commercial break talking about mascots. Dennis asked, Jessica, do you have a favorite mascot to watch, pro football, NBA, basketball, college? I talked about Rumble the Bison, the Oklahoma City Thunder mascot. He's always fun for me to watch. When I went back to an NBA game back when I went back in the winter after football season, and so I like watching him. And I really like, and this is going to lead into the next topic of discussion, I really like the big inflatable ones. I think they're funny. My mom is a huge fan of Lil Red. She thinks he is the funniest thing ever. She just laughs, and the game will be going on, and she'll be like, oh, look what he's doing now. And so my mom's she's a mascot connoisseur. She's an expert on all the mascots. She always watches them. I mean, the Purdue Pete is super creepy. We've had this discussion several times. He is very, very creepy. He walked by me on the sidelines, and not a fan. Not a fan of Pistol Pete either. I am not even a fan of Willie the Wildcat either at Kansas State. I don't like when they just have the heads on the bodies, right? Like, I need a full-on mascot uniform. I don't like the human bodies with just the head. So you guys have some thoughts on this, Cole?
Jessica, I first have a thought on Pete, because you and Greg share the same trauma. I don't know. You and Greg share the same feelings about Pete.
Yes.
They were in West Lafayette for a baseball game, a road game, and Ben McLaughlin was heckling Greg because Pete was walking around the press boxes, and he thought he was going to get him. But Camden and I are big fans of Lil Red. That's the point we were trying to get at. He's a staple.
I mean, yeah, I agree. Like, when he flips upside down, that's what we were talking about. Camden brought that up, and he's standing on his head, and they just look so funny. They just are hilarious, and I've always thought that even before Lil Red, I've always thought the inflatable mascots are pretty funny. Tim in Minnesota said the San Diego Chicken. So if you have some thoughts on who your favorite mascot is. You actually told me something that I didn't know, that you can like play football, NCAA football with mascots.
That's right. There's an old NCAA 14, I think. Is it Camden? Yeah. NCAA 14, there was like a mascot mode, and you could play as whatever mascots you wanted. And some of the popular picks would be the Stanford tree mascot, because it's absurd to play football as a tree.
Yeah.
Or it's a whole group of trees. Then the Syracuse orange man, just an orange. There was a lot of really good picks.
We've got a few thoughts here on the chat. Slugger, Bevo, the mascot, is cool. Crypto King. Who would ever bring up anything from Texas and call it cool? I've seen Bevo up close. He's kind of a little scary. You never know what that dude's going to do, but he's very, very drugged up, so he's not really functionable. Let's see here. I took a picture of him when the whole thing were going on about the horns down. I took a picture of him and posted on my social media upside down. I got a little backlash on that. Let's see here. I don't know. I think I missed one here, but anyways. Appreciate the responses there. That was pretty wild, but didn't think we were going to get into a huge mascot discussion here on the show tonight. Last minute of the show tonight, I did want to bring up, so tomorrow I'm going to be sitting down with Jonathan Bateman, who took over the new role here internally, working with the NIL, with student athletes. I know it was really important for Trev Alberts to have someone internally. His official title is the Assistant AD, NIL Strategy and Governance, and it was back in May that they announced that. So wanted to have someone that was within the athletics department that was helping navigate NIL. We get a lot of questions both on our text line, we get calls in on our chat about NIL and all of that, and it's hard to keep up with because it's ever changing. So if you have questions that you would like to know and want me to talk to and ask Jonathan Bateman tomorrow, we're going to be recording that tomorrow, a lengthy segment. So I'll try to get a lot of those questions answered, and even just some of the new stuff that has unfolded over the last couple of weeks, and even just him being in that role. There's not very many college athletic departments that have that kind of role right now. So going to dive into all of that. So if you have any of those overnight, send them over through our text line. I will make sure and check those out. All right, thanks so much for listening to the show tonight. Thanks to Cole and Camden back there, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night here on Sports Nightly. Have a great night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Huskers, do you want a fulfilling career that's financially rewarding? Explore the many ways you can be a part of the insurance community. Go to iian.org/careers today. Business insurance is a lot to manage. Did you know a trusted choice independent insurance agent can help guide you through it at no extra cost to you? They'll do your insurance. You just do you. Find out more at trustedchoice.com.
Get ready again for some Nebraska farm facts. When there's work to be done, Nebraska soybeans are on the job in many of your everyday products. In fact, Nebraska soybeans are hard at work in Goodyear tires, Ford cars and trucks, Skechers shoes, asphalt, fuels, lubricants, name brand paints and stains, and more. Soybeans are an innovative replacement for petroleum, leading to more sustainable products all over the world. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
You're in the driver's seat with Woodhouse. Shop, finance, and buy your next vehicle your way. From the comfort of your home or one of our 17 dealerships, we make it easy. And our selection of new and pre-owned vehicles means we've got something for everyone on our lot or on its way. Plus, with every vehicle sale, Woodhouse donates to the Food Bank Backpack Program to fight childhood hunger. Make a difference and purchase your next vehicle your way with Woodhouse.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and